difficult. Here taking care of kids over there, trying to sell products at the back over there, coordinate the speakers. I just really wanted us to invest in the house. When I say invest, it's not just about the monies we're giving out. We're going to be giving out at least 2 million naira to in total. Yeah. In fact, it's already more than that because one of our speakers did a giveaway, is doing a giveaway personally, but as a ministry, we're going to be giving out over 2 million naira. So that's part of empowering people. But it goes beyond that. It's the time, it's the energy, it's the intentionality, it's the live stream, it's the pre-recording, because there's some sessions that are pre-recorded and there's some that are live streamed. I also wanted people to be able to see people in the house for who they are, because sometimes familiarity, it really does breed contempt. And you might feel like somebody, is it not Mr. B, is it not Rosemond, is it not P Dams, is it not PLT, is it not this person, is it not Mo, but I wanted us to see people outside of the context of what they do in church. Because sometimes your greatest blessings are hidden in plain sight. They're beside you. I just pray that your eyes are being opened and that you respond to the nudging of the Spirit of God, the opportunities that are coming through the things that people are saying. I'm praying that you are not missing out on those things. So I celebrate everybody who has been a part of this and everybody who is going to be a part of this. Today is day 2. And if you felt yesterday was wow, let me tell you, today is going to be wow. Is there a word like that? It gets better. It's going to be a wow kind of experience. Whatever you do, as you've joined this morning session early, and if you have not shared the link, please share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link. Make sure you don't miss the afternoon and the evening sessions. The afternoon sessions will both inspire, right? They will both inspire and instruct you practically. Like you will, if you are really stressed with your life, let me tell you part of what will happen to you, right? When you go through the afternoon sessions, if you are really serious, if you take action within 90 days, no matter who you are, when I say no matter, whether you are 18, 20, whatever your age, within 90 days, you'll be making at least 1 million regularly. This is not if you know what you're doing, except you don't know what you're doing. And for some of you already making 1 million, I promise you, if you follow, there are 2 sessions in the afternoon. If you follow those 2 sessions, and by the way, I hope you also noticed yesterday how we're intentional about stacking the different teachings so that each one was riding on the other. Did you notice that? The reason I call your attention to some of these things is I know that not everybody has the organic intellectual framework to connect dots. So I like to point certain things out to people so that you can see that you're not in a random place, right? Everything is being prayed through, prayed for. So if you're making 1 million, you'll be making multiples. If you're making multiples, you start building infrastructure for tens of millions. And you will see these things are not rocket science. You just needed light. You just needed to get serious with your life. You just needed to pay attention to details. You just needed to say no to many distractions that you're giving your energy to. You just needed to pursue one thing and focus on it until it's deep enough to be able to bear branches and sprout. I asked the question earlier. I like feedback. I like response. For me, that's a sign of seriousness. People that don't respond, I don't really take them as seriously as those that do. I'm very plain, so I'll tell you the way it is. So I asked the question earlier. When I ask questions, I expect to see answers. I'm too old to waste time. Okay. And to waste words too. So those things will help you the afternoon session. The evening session, don't miss those as well, right? A bit of a surprise in the evening sessions. A bit of a surprise in the evening sessions. Can you hear me? I can't see activities in the comment box. Okay, you can hear me, but I'm speaking and nobody answered the questions I shared. All right, the evening sessions, a bit of a surprise there. There are some really special people who are going to be there teaching you something that you can use. You can apply it across different verticals of your life. So don't miss any. Okay, maybe the network glitched and some of you couldn't hear what I was saying. All right. So Let's go into it. Yesterday morning, we started off with two D's. No, not two D's. Two letters. Who remembers what they were? The two things that we spoke about yesterday. Diligence, okay, and intelligence. Beautiful. Diligence and intelligence. And the way you apply them is by what? Doing. Who remembers what the do is, as in D-O-O? What are the D-O-O? Yeah? What's the D in O in D-O-O? What's the first O? What's the second O? Diligently. Yeah. So diligence, observe and obey. Yeah. If you're diligent and then you observe and you obey, diligence, observation, and obedience. This will help you maximize opportunities in your industry. It's not enough to be diligent. You need to be observant. What's working? What's not working? What is working? Why is it working? For how long did it work? Things are shifting very fast. Things are shifting very fast, right? How should those things work? What do I need to do differently? In fact, what is working now that nobody knows will stop working in 2 years? What is working now? So let me give you an example of part of what I'm learning. I've been learning a lot of AI because I know that the current model of ministry, even the most viral model of ministry right now, is not going to be working in another 18 months, maybe 2 years maximum. Yeah, it's just going to become obsolete, right? So anybody that does not understand how to leverage AI for ministry in the next 2 years may not reach to many people. So you have to understand the behind the scenes, what is going on and what is happening. There are two different things. Yeah. So we spoke about that and then spoke about intelligence. We want to go deeper this morning. Two other words. And then if I have a bit of time, I will share certain things that will help your business, regardless of what it is. So quickly, if you haven't shared the link, share the link right now and tell people join us. It's Career Boost. It's KBCE Day 2. Let your friends, your brothers, your sisters, and all those amazing people, let them join in. You know why you want to have a community of wealth? Because if you don't have a community of wealth, if you're the only wealthy person, see, I don't want to be the only person apart from being me, as in the only thing I want to be is me. I want to be the only Dami because nobody has my combination of gifts, of graces, of grit, of charisma, of ability, persuasion skills. Nobody has that. So I want to be that. But I don't want to be the only rich person. I don't want to be the only smart person. I don't want to be the only wise person. I don't want to be the only fine person. I don't want to be the only of any specific virtue or attribute. You know why? When you are the only, you become a target. People will hate you. They will beef you. They will seek to use you. They will think it's because you are doing very well that they are not doing well. Are you getting what I'm saying? Somebody talk to me. You don't want to be the only. Surround yourself with wealthy people. Surround yourself with smart people. Surround yourself with progressive people. Because if you're in the midst of bad people, when I say bad people, people that are not at par with you, the beef level will rise so high. The hatred level, the animosity, the exploitation, the manipulation, the gaming. No, I don't want that. That's why I teach as passionate as I do. I don't want to look around and say, how many of us are making 8 figures, 9 figures a year, and I cannot find up to 5? No, it needs to stop. We need to raise the bar. We need to move from, those of you who are earning 10 million a year, come and join those of us who are making 50, 100, 200 million a year. Are you understanding that? And then we need to hit $1 billion by the end of next year. We need to have the first sort of King's billionaires in 18 months, people. You get what I'm saying? You have to stretch your possibilities. You have to. And don't say, oh, it's because you are 40. It's because, listen, it's not because I'm 40. There are people who are 50 and they have not done the things that grace has enabled me to do. So don't make excuses and say, oh, it's because PLT is fine. Oh, it's because Mr. Bayo is a handsome man. It's because Mo has energy. Forget all of that. If you feel that those are the reasons, then borrow the things you can borrow from them. If it's available, it can be accessible to me. If it's available, there's a wisdom to make it accessible to me. Don't relegate your opportunities and possibilities under the canopy of excuses. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Don't say, if only, it might be true. You might have a point. Or if only I had a dad. Okay. If only I had a mom. Okay. It might be true. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do since the circumstances don't seem to line up with your preference? I learned a long time ago to prioritize purpose and possibilities over preference and prejudice. Purpose and possibilities over preference and prejudice. Purpose and possibilities. In other words, I don't go, it's because I might know that, sometimes actually because, yeah, but who cares? Nobody cares about that. The world doesn't care about that. You, therefore, don't care too much about what does not matter. Don't place too much of an importance. Your personal decision, your personal power, Tony Robbins calls it personal power. Your personal power outrides many excuses, many impossibilities, many difficulties. It may be true that Nick Vujicic was born without arms and legs. So were maybe 200,000 other people. But he decides, no arms, no legs, but without long legs, I'm going to jump higher than those who have long legs. Without hands, I'm going to handle things that people with hands cannot handle. Cobham's born without his ability to see. People will call him blind, but great man of vision. Some of the biggest hits in Nigeria that I've endured came from a man that could not see the console he was mixing on. Think about that. He could not see the meters he was playing on, but his ears were tuned to hear those sounds. You have something. You have something that is bigger than your excuses. You will choose to either focus on what God gave you or focus on the excuses you give yourself. Which one will you choose? Personal power, your choice to say, yes, I finished with a third class. Yes, I finished with a pass. Yes, I had some extra years. Yes, I didn't have a dad. Yes, I didn't have my first million until I was 35. But from now, I shift the game. Some of you need to resolve. I'm going to make in 1 month what my father earned in 1 year, not to prove a point to him, but to prove a point to poverty that you are not going to extend yourself through me in this lineage. You have to tell yourself that, especially if you feel like you're behind. If you're behind, don't forget that you're behind. It makes my feet like the hind's feet. We prayed about that 2 days ago. Be like the deer that is climbing rough terrains, but swiftly, sure-footed, focused, aligned. You need to get to that point where you say, I'm too old to be giving excuses. By the way, let me tell you about the world. No matter, there are many things the world takes from you, but one of the things the world will not take from you are excuses. No matter how generous you are, don't give excuses. No matter how generous, I like to give things. Okay, give us your best effort. Give us some inspiration. The world doesn't take excuses. The world will take your money. They'll take your time. They'll take your energy. They'll take, if you let them, they'll even take your boyfriend and your girlfriend, right? But excuses, all of a sudden, no matter how much you try to give it, nobody's taking it. Wow, so what's going on? Come on, somebody. Are you here? Let me share the link. So we spoke about those things yesterday. I want to speak about, it's too early, right? We want to speak about, thank you. All those who are giving feedback in the comments, I love it. Thank you. Let's go. We want to speak about the other two things. So DICE. Now, by the way, another thing, do you see how prophetic this house is? How prophetic. There are many things I plan, but there are many coincidences I don't plan, especially when it comes to kings. I just know I pray, I think, I meditate, and I ask, what does the Lord want to do? What do the people need? And somewhere along there, everything starts lined up. So yesterday, Bozzy observed, some of you saw it, that portions which Mr. Bayer referenced during his presentation, they were so practical portions, right? And Bozzy then went, I think I asked you to go look for the link or something, and discovered that yesterday made it exactly as in smack on 3 years when I did the series on portions. Who can plan that? And you know the funny thing? Some of you were in that series, but till now you don't practice the portions. Guess what has happened? 3 years of your life. Yeah, so I need to drive in the pain. 3 years of your life. Just waka like that. Aya, kepo kopala. I reject further wastage for you in the name of Jesus. As in, if you had invested just 1 million 3 years ago by understanding portions, 3 years ago, if you are, some of you remember, how many of you remember that portion series? Not the message. I preached another message called Portions last year or so, but the series, about 8 messages or so. How many of you remember? Say, I was there, 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 I was there. Now, I'm not going to ask you how many of you have been practicing portions. I will not ask. And when I say practice, consistently. Aha. But let me also tell you something about how to get the best of this house and how to get the best of me. I'm very futuristic and I'm very prophetic, and I'm not trying to boast at all. If you think I'm boasting, you don't know me. That's why. I'm very futuristic. I'm very prophetic. That means I'm going to say things that you don't know you need, but just believe and run with it. Yeah? I'm going to say, that's the way I'm wired to be. I'm a spearhead voice. I will say things, I will do things, I will model things that most people wonder, why is it doing this? Is it all that? Why is it? Just obey. Okay? PLT, my number one disciple, she's known me for 17 years. Ask her. And it's not just about ministry. It's just the way my life is. I'm aware of part of my assignment is to lead people into spaces most people don't know exist. It's now later. It's like, oh, okay, so pastors can release music. Okay, let me release music. Oh, so pastors can do podcasts. Then everyone starts doing podcasts. Oh, so pastors can use their gifts. Just observe, okay? Just observe and press into it. So when I teach or when I share, don't assume I'm just being whatever. I know myself. Even if you don't know me, I know myself. And it's one of my strengths, okay? All right, let's go. So what is the C? What is the C? By the way, I was saying yesterday, I wasn't going to call out the men, but it's a good time to call out the men, and I'll just touch on it and move on. So if you look at the comments right now, you see the women communicating, yet men want women to follow them. I looked at the afternoon session. I was brilliantly anchored by Pastor Uche yesterday, and I did a ratio. I said, wow, the ratio here is 1 to 3 women. 1 to 3, actually 1 to 4. It was 1 to 4 women. So 1 man for every 4 women. This is the only I've tried to stop dissing the men or talking about challenging the men in public. But men, rise up. Let me just say that to you. And be very wise. Be very wise. If you want women to follow you, don't just lead quietly. Take the lead everywhere, including the comment section and showing up. Let's go. The C in DICE is competence. The C is competence. Competence. That's the C. Write it down somewhere. Competence. People is saying, man, I don't want to talk too much, because you wonder why your women or wives who believe their pastor more than they believe you, or honor their pastor more because they see their pastor leading diligently, fervently, passionately in public, and you don't let me talk. Let me talk. Don't get me started. I'm very passionate, so I might end up moving in different directions. Okay. Competence. What is competence? Competence is a word that defines your ability to do something successfully, efficiently, consistently. As in, a competent person, a person where they deliver steady, they deliver steady, they deliver, can do things successfully, efficiently, consistently. So consistent delivery of projects, answers, results, that's competence. So this is not just diligence in terms of doing the right thing in the right way at the right time, like giving it your all. That's great. Diligence is important. And it's not just intelligence in terms of acquiring and applying knowledge and skills. Competence is that you have domesticated the fundamental principles that govern results. That person has a subconscious acquisition, embodiment of the principles, right, that deliver results.
That's competence. The ability to do something well. You do it well, regularly. In other words, it's no fluke. It's not like, I don't know how I did it. No. When you are competent, you know how you did it. When you are competent, you know how you did it. You might not be able to articulate it yet because there are 4 levels, right? There are 4 levels. There's the level of unconscious incompetence. Unconscious incompetence. Somebody write down for us. Then there's the level of conscious incompetence, right? Conscious incompetence. Then there's the level of conscious incompetence. Let me make sure I'm getting it right. Unconscious incompetence, okay? Conscious incompetence. Give me that. And then there's the level of conscious. Okay, we've done that. Yeah. Unconscious. Then there's the last one. Somebody give me the last one. Conscious competence. Yes. The last one is conscious competence. So those are 4 levels of competence. Great. So number 1, unconscious incompetence. In other words, you don't know, but you're unaware of what you don't know. These people are going to be the most frustrating people. There was a brilliant question about how do you navigate, talking to your boss. And I love the mastermind effect of that afternoon session yesterday, because a lot of insights that came through. So if you missed it, ensure, ensure that you catch up. So what's unconscious incompetence? These are people, they're not competent, but they don't know. They're not savvy. You know that bros for streets. We be in the talk, say, now me, they run this town. Now we, they run this town. But Oga, no, they work. His bike, he has a bike that he bought, but has not finished paying the money for the bike. The bike doesn't work. He has 3 children from 2 women who hardly go to school. Their noses are filled with scum and filth and phlegm. And they don't know that they don't know. That's the word. But he has all the words. These are the most frustrating set of people. Look at your neighbor, say, don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. When they say, be is peace, these people, they can never be your peace. They can be your PIECE of work. They can be a piece of work, but they can't be your PEACE, even if they fly Airpiece. You see that? By the way, I think Airpiece is a great brand, though. Just in case you work for the brand, I think it is. And a helpful one, especially for Nigeria this time. They can piss all over your work. As I said, one white person said, some people don't give you peace. They give you a piece of their minds. Yeah? So that's unconscious incompetence. Now, what do you do when you are unconscious? That means you lack awareness. It's not just capacity you lack. You lack awareness. Now, how do you know that you have unconscious incompetence? You frustrate different leaders. Your leaders, you're frustrating them, okay? And that means that because you don't know, you're not making an effort to be better. And you're annoying without knowing you are annoying. You don't want to be the person. The second level is conscious incompetence. Now, conscious incompetence, it basically means that you're incompetent, but you're aware of it. You know you're incompetent. Now, this positions you to be what? A student. This positions you to be a protege. This positions you to be a son, a daughter. You are aware of what you are not aware of. Under unconscious incompetence, you are not aware of what you are not aware of. So you talk more than you listen. You act more than you observe. You speak louder than everybody in the room. You wait for people to talk and add your own to it. And everybody's wondering, why do you bother saying that? But when you are conscious that you're incompetent, that's when you be like, oh, KBCE, there's 6 a.m. session. I'm there. Oh, there's 1 p.m. session. Count me in. Oh, there is evening session. I'm not going to miss that. Even when maybe I don't know some of the speakers, maybe some of them are from the island, I'm on the mainland, maybe some of them, a couple of people are going to be from out of Kings and all. So you are studying, you are observant. When I discovered that I'd been raised in a fantastic Christian home, dad and mom, fantastic leaders, mentors, man and woman of character, academics, I knew, right? But when I went to Unilag and I began to interact with many, many, many other people, I saw that there was a gap in my financial intelligence. I saw that. I knew that. I was like, wow, my pocket money is 6,000. And that's some people's pocket money per week. That was my pocket money per month. Now, if you recalibrate inflation to these days, it wasn't like it was bad money. It was possibly maybe like, I don't know, 30,000, maybe 35,000. So it wasn't like bad, but it wasn't great, if you get what I'm saying. And so what did I do? Did I keep on saying, let me pray? No. From year 3, I took 3,500 naira out of the 6,000. And I went for a 3-day training called Demystifying the Internet. This is over 20 years ago, people. Are you here? And I began to study. I paid. I used half. He said, that's why I don't have too much respect for people that don't pay for anything. No. They just like the free stuff. And even the free stuff, like portions that we prayed 3 years ago, they know they use them. I don't have much respect for that. So I then paid for 3 days. I left my lectures. Listen, when you invest in the right things, you will get the right results. Because I looked like a fool, left my lectures, and then went to that stuff for 3 days. Listen, in 2 years, so by the time we're all getting to year 5, I was earning as much as some people were making 2 years after graduation. Because knowledge empowers you for competence. It's okay to not know, but it's not okay to not know that you don't know. It's okay for you to not know, but it's not okay for you to not know that you don't know. I took 3-5, invested in that program, saw some opportunity. It opened my mind. 2 of my best friends at the time, they keep saying, we don't know what Pastor Dami encountered, because I was already pastor on campus. We don't know what Pastor Dami experienced in that place, but that thing just changed his mind. Till today, they say, he was stuck. And you know the way I am. Like, I go to Uganda. When I come back with light, you go feel him. When I come back with light, you just start feeling it. Okay, I'll just start, because like I told you, I don't like to keep it to myself. I want to share. But when I say that people are not ready, I'll just like, okay, they're not ready. PLT, I saw that. Right? So I knew I needed to develop my competence. So I got on a lifelong journey of investing in myself. And there are very few years since maybe 2014, there are very few years I've not invested thousands of dollars in my education, on myself, because I know I am worth it. Let me tell you what, light has a cost. Light has a cost. So when you have your accommodation, oftentimes, apart from accommodation and school fees, the next big cost in your life is what? Light, electricity bills. If you want electricity in your life, you want to shock people in your generation, you must pay your light bills. And your light bills are oftentimes heavy, especially if you're on band A. If you want band A, you want band A exposure, band A intelligence, band A illumination. There's no country of the world I've been to, by the grace and mercy of God, maybe about 13 or 14, I need to calculate again, but at least 12, maybe at most 15. There's no country of the world I've been to where people from that place have not been like, wow, where are you from? Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you don't talk like an African. I don't know what they mean by that. I have to correct them, sure. That they're many intelligent Africans. Yeah. Light, and light is universal currency. Light is universal currency. So don't just invest in yourself in Naira. Invest in the currencies you want to earn in. Invest in the currencies you want to earn in. Then conscious competence is when you know and you know that you know. You know and you know that you know. Yeah, don't let me overflog that. But in that case, you can reproduce the results. You can replicate the impact. You can generate it. This is 6 a.m. and I'm as effective as I will be by 6 p.m. Right? I've done sessions for people, maybe, Canada and stuff, 2 a.m., 1 a.m. The time does not erode my wisdom, because it's wisdom I've gotten over time. So my wisdom is over time. Do you get the point? If your wisdom oscillates and vacillates with time, you don't really have as much of it as you think. If your wisdom just vacillates, it's because it's morning, I'm not wise. Because it's always be morning somewhere else other than where you were born, right? You must be wise all the time. You must have an overflow. Am I buzzing already? Yeah, you're guaranteed to get a lot of things when I speak. Humor, weeds, I'll jab you a little bit, I tease a little bit, inspire, fire, prophetic. I bring my all to the space. So it's because is because leave excuses. Okay. My pastor used to say very, very often, and now they've put it in Prophet suddenly. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent, monuments of nothingness. Those that use them are not wise, and they rarely succeed in life. You cannot have been raised in TRF without knowing that expression. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent. They are monuments of nothingness. Those that use them, they are not wise, but they hardly succeed in life. They rarely succeed in life. You know why I don't commit to many things? Some of you have heard me say, but I need to say it over and over and over. Right? I turn down many invitations. Because if I'm taking your invitation, I bring my all. I bring myself. I've been speaking itinerant ministry for 2000 ministry and speaking motivation, inspiration, almost 20 years. Actually, I'm going to say almost 20 years. Yeah. Almost 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years. And listen, not once have I said to a person, I am coming to speak for you, and anything shook it. That is powerful. I'm saying sickness will not shake it. A better offer will not shake it. A greater opportunity will not. I'm teaching you some of the back end. Because I know there are some bold statements I make that many of you are like, is it possible you've not borrowed money since? Is it possible you've not been sick since? These are the reasons. These are the mental frameworks that govern that. Yeah? You spread yourself so thin, you become too light, yet you are not the light of the world. You've got to streamline it. If I'm in, I'm in. If I'm your guy, I'm your guy until you're no longer my guy and you break the accord. It takes character, resolve. And the highest level is unconscious competence. Unconscious competence is that you are so competent, you don't even know how competent you are. That is, you they run now, like say, that's unconscious competence. Okay? So in swimming, I can use swimming in my house. PLTs are the stage of unconscious competence. The boys are at the stage of conscious competence. I am at the stage of conscious incompetence. Talia is at the stage of unconscious incompetence. So you can use it in different fields. So I can survive in water. I can actually swim, I think, about 15 meters. But how can that help a family man if he has to keep his children safe? So I'm scheduling sessions. I haven't scheduled it, but in my head, maybe Talia and myself will run it together. So it happens in different fields. I can go with cycling as well. In cycling, many of you know where you are. In which other one? So just think about your life skills and say, okay, where do I need to be? I need to run for time's sake. Are we getting something huge? So now, do you know something? Do you know something? Competence is also an old English word. You know what that word means? It means an income large enough to live on. Competence, check your dictionary. An income, take your time, pastor. An income large enough to live on, right? Typically an unearned one. You see that? Let me tell you what. Competence commands cash. Competence commands cash. Rosemont said something so powerful yesterday, and I hope you're also listening to what the speakers are not saying. Part of how Yeah. So, Piotr, I thought unconscious incompetence also meant you are good at something, but don't know the how. No. Incompetence, once you say incompetence, it means you're not good at it. That's basically what it means. You're not good at it. But competence means you are good at it. But unconscious incompetence is you don't even know how good you are. Okay? Right? As per how good you are, so good. Or you're more good than you're taking yourself for. Right. So Rosemont said something. So one of the ways in which I learn when people are speaking, it's not just what they're saying, is what they are not saying. And this is why I often say, you guys don't have questions? Me, when teachers are teaching, when my coaches are coaching, when Egmons or seniors, I have questions. There may not be many, but I'm going to ask questions. Why? Because questions have a way of drawing out certain things they forgot to say in public, or they will have more time to explain it better, or a perspective that is different. Okay, so Rosamond said something that is also true for me. She said, most of the jobs she's gotten, maybe 90%, are based on referrals. Most of the jobs, referrals. Yet some of you are looking for jobs. Maybe because the jobs you're looking for are not looking for you. They're not looking for you in this current state. They're not looking for you in this state where you are only competent at explaining why you cannot deliver results. Competence in excuses is incompetence. If you are a competent excuse giver, you are not a competent human deliverer. So maybe the jobs you're looking for are not looking for people like you. So you've got to upskill. Listen, some people in life don't know you exist until you play at a certain level. Some people in life don't know you exist until you play at a certain level. Similarly, some jobs, some amount of money, some inflows of resources, they don't come to you until you play at a certain level. Exactly. There are vacancies every single day on LinkedIn and everywhere. There's even one I said, maybe I should go and apply for this job. It was $100,000 youth leadership something role or something like that. 100,000. I said, no, but it's going to mess up with my commitment to Kings. I'm telling you, I told PLT and maybe 2 or 3 other people. I said, it's remote, though. Remote, $100,000. Come on now. That'll be an extra 160 million. Could go a long way. I could maybe buy a house or something. So, right. But it's just that when I was supposed to be leading people in prayers, right? I just like, guy, I did, Pila, make you run them now. When I was supposed to be doing midweek, you just said that P-Dams has not been available for a while. He said, no, I'm raising kings. I want you guys to me, I know I could do the job. Remote youth leadership, something I've been doing for years. Anyway, let's focus. So it's just like P-Dams has been scarce these days. I know, no, he's fine. We're doing great. I'm grateful for you guys too. So we need to increase our competence level. So the more people with the risk kings, the more people are competent in an organization, the faster the organization will run. Competence are the wheels of progress. Write that down. Competence are the wheels of progress. If you have a monocle, is it called a monocle or a monocycle? I think monocle is the one eyeglass. The monocycle is the is a pogo stick, that thing that goes like that, but that has the wheel. Okay, so if you have one wheel, it can go far. Unicycle. Thank you very, very much. Are you sure? University of Cycle? I believe P-Line anyway. So if you have just one wheel, it's going to be difficult to move so fast. If you have a bicycle, you can move faster, but maybe not as fast. But if you power that bicycle with a motor and you call it a motor bicycle or a motorcycle, because there's now an extra energy apart from the energy of the cyclist pushing it, boom. Then if you have a third wheel, that's a keke marwa, then it can carry more, right? A tricycle. Then if you have a car, it can move. What level of competence are you playing at? Unicycle level, a bicycle level, tricycle level, what's that thing called? Car level, automobile, SUV level, or a huge 18-wheeler. See, the more competence you've garnered over time, the further you can go, the more you can move, and the longer you can last. Woo! Solidity. Yeah. So when I also say things like, I've not taken a loan in 17 years. Some of you would think it's spiritual. Yes, it is. But listen, what it means is the month where honorarium is not coming in, royalties are coming in. The month where royalties are not coming in, compound interest based on those portfolios Mr. Bayo was teaching yesterday coming in. The month that is not coming in, books are being sold. The month books are not being sold, T-shirts are being sold. The more t-shirts are not being sold, there's a design gig under the wraps that is being covered. The one that is not coming out, there's a gift that is coming. The one, are you understanding now? Do you understand it? It's not calabash. I don't have calabash and red cloth in my house to say, voo, 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 voo. No. Competence across a variety of fields. Now, again, doesn't mean you run yourself thin and you run yourself. Like I told you yesterday, I said you must be able, if you don't want to go wide, you must be able to go deep if you want to go far and go high, right? So you have to choose a parameter you're moving in. If you go wide but not deep, you might have many friends, many influencers, but you might fail them from time to time. If you go far, you might run out because you're not deep enough to sustain the momentum. If you go deep, you must be willing to bury yourself for a long time. So like kings right now, we're going deep. We are so deep in love. We're so deep in wordplay. We're so deep in knowledge. We're going deep. And the reason is because we're going to go very high and very far. The same thing happens for ministries. A ministry can go very wide very quickly, but not have the depth to sustain that for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Are you getting the point? A business can, in quote, blow very quickly, but if they don't build foundations, and it's difficult to build foundations when you're already 3 stories high. It's difficult. So it's better to build it fast first. All right. So competence in linguistics, a person's subconscious knowledge of the rules governing the formation of speech in their first language. Okay. So that speaks about understanding the behind the scenes. Competence means you understand the behind the scenes. Let's go. Number 4, are you blessed, somebody? Number 4. So D, diligence. I, intelligence. C, competence. And 4, that's E, excellence. Excellence. By the way, competence can become contagious in terms of inspiration. Competence can become contagious in terms of inspiration. So you notice that if you're really competent, people around you, they'll start boom, 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 because the force field of your competence will stir up their own gifts and graces. So PLT is going to share some things with us later in the course of KBCE of how she moved from a certain amount of money to a different amount of money based on competence. And some of you have heard us say before how somebody should be like, hey, my husband is reading, is browsing, learning a podcast. How can I just be watching film? Right? It's contagious. And then she's come out of that season where she doesn't even have time to be watching movies and stuff again. Right? Or you see somebody, let me say all the pastors, see, doing stuff, developing skills. And when I say doing stuff, I'm not saying just be pursuing activities up and down. No. I'm saying you're either going deep or you're spreading here, there. Competence is contagious. So excuse yourself from the circle of the irrelevant. Remove yourself from the deceitful comfort of mediocre people. People that make you feel good with nothingness. People that hail your insufficiency, admire your incompetence, and speak well of your backwardness in life. You must excuse yourself and say, I'm so sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. I need to move forward so that, yeah. PLT, I love you. Thank you for coming with me, for running with me, for flowing with me. Thank you. I love you. So you see that. Okay, E is excellence. Who is Sarah Alfred Chambers? Is that Rosemond? That person is very active. Is that? I think it's Rosemond. Is that? Yes, remove yourself. Oh, let me tell you, the part of why you must remove yourself is this. Those people, they'll always be there. Jesus said it, the poor you will always have amongst you. But Jesus didn't say, stay poor so that they can feel better. Esther Phillips, okay, yeah. So he didn't say stay poor so that they can feel comfortable. Don't dim your light to make darkness more comfortable with your presence. Don't reduce your brilliance to make mediocrity more accommodating. I don't want mediocrity to accommodate me. I don't. It is to my advantage that mediocre people think I'm too much. It is to my advantage that incompetent people say, what's your own? It's a compliment. Listen, a negative word can be a compliment. It depends on who's saying it to you. Are you getting the point here? I don't want mediocrity to accommodate me. It's okay. If you don't like me, all right, I need to check your substance. Because the same water that softens meat hardens the egg. So what I'm doing to you and how you are coming across is a reflection of your real substance. If my success makes you uncomfortable, that means you are telling me to graduate from your circle faster. I should cycle out from your presence because you can't handle what God has placed on the inside of me. Excellence. Let's go to excellence. Excellence is the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. Outstanding. You got to be excellent. Excellente. You got to be excellent. Now, if you're African, I know me, I'm very real. I will tell you. And because I've traveled to quite a number of countries, Europe, Africa, Asia. I've not been to Australia, but it's in the works, right? I'm supposed to go to New Zealand and Australia. I don't know, maybe later in the year next year, by God's grace. Now, if you're an African, if you're an African, let me say an African born in the last 100 years, you have you were born into a disadvantageous context, which means that what you call great may actually just be regular. What you call phenomenal, outstanding, extraordinary may actually just be regular. It's just what is expected. What you are applauding people for in their 40s are things that they could have done in their 20s if the conditions were better. Therefore, as an African, you owe it to yourself to place pressure on your life. Because the pressure that is being placed on you externally is negative pressure. So you need to find circles like Kings, find mentors like me, like PLT, like the other pastors, leaders in the house, your KC leaders, who will put good pressure on your character so that your character formation can be right. Who will put good pressure on your skills development. Who will ask you how you're doing financially. The discomfort that comes with your realization of your backwardness is an asset to your destiny. The discomfort can be uncomfortable when someone's asking you, okay, so do you do percentage giving? I say, how will I answer this question? I don't even have enough to save. Okay, right? That discomfort is an asset. It's okay, so do you have investments? You don't even have any. It's okay for you to not have as long as there's somebody putting pressure. They must put pressure on you because otherwise you will not get there. You will not get there. And you say, I don't have money. Yet, there's an Iyalakara. Talon pe Iyalakara shere. Iyalakara. Iyalakara shere. Onta san si mi lenu. Iyalakara. Dodo si mi lenu. Iyalakara. Hey! I'm global. That's local and global, right? So somebody said this song. Okay, give me a better one. 2FM. Give me a better. Now, that Iyalakara that you are calling Shere, what does that song mean? It's a song about people that sell akara. I don't know why we call it bean cakes. As if the Italians call spaghetti stranded strands of dough or strands of flour. Akara, lonje, akamu, lonje, egusi was ground watermelon seeds. No, call it our name. Okay? So akara, right? That woman that you're buying akara from, you alone, you buy maybe like 3K every day as a bachelor that you are. Or I don't know how much they sell those things, right? I used to eat akara a lot in my single days, right? By the way, there was a woman down the road, maybe like 3 times a week, just buy akara bread, akara gari, akara akamu, akara, just, it's just convenient meal. Thank God for safety of the stomach. But see, let's say you spend about 3K average a day, then you now declare to the street guys, hey, you're spending maybe like 5,000 naira. 4 times, that's 20K. 80,000 naira a month from your personal budget. Let's downscale and say 50,000 naira. But see now, there were 10 of you that were doing that. That's 500K. Right? Then there was the occasional family man that had his own, that woman was making 1 million naira with our akara stand. Now, the other thing she was not making, like her health, like smoking, inhaling stuff around the clock, like exposing her children to maybe carcinogens from plastics that she melted in the whatever, all those kind of things. But she was making $1 million. And she built a house. She built that house deep, deep, deep behind long after command. But she owns that house and it's an increasing asset. You, the Akara you ate, it has gone down the drain. Are we following what we're saying now? It's gone down the drain. Raise the bar. Raise pressure on your life. Excellence, my pastor used to call it exceeding the ceiling. Excelling is exceeding the ceiling. Exceeding the ceiling. In other words, people say this is the cap. You say that's cap. They're capping. Listen, when people tell you this is the cap, say they're capping. Show them you are the captain. Show them you are capable. Capable? Let me rhyme with that. Show them that you have the right captions. What is the best that you've ever come up with? Try to make your best work shy the next time you do it. Intimidate your highest level of brilliance with another level of competence. Release something on the inside. Take a break, take a pause, look at it, inspect your work, investigate your deliverables, check the packaging, check the packaging. Besides, I know me about to buy Akara this morning. Akara again. I'm not saying don't buy Akara. I'm just saying if you can buy Akara, you can save. That's what I'm saying. That's just what I'm trying to say. You can buy Akara, you can save. Just say instead of buying 4 times a week, I will buy 2 times. Then the remaining 6,000. Do you know that federal government bonds, you can start with 10,000 naira? That's one of the things I've been doing for about 2016. Yeah. Treasury bills, federal government bonds. If we hear all these ones and they think, it's a lot. Then, of course, now let's go into finances. Just follow what Mr. Bayo taught yesterday and start. Do something. It will really help. All right. So investigate your work. How can we package it better? How can I present this email to my boss better? How can I set up my desk better? That's my table. If you see my desk right now, I'd be like, what is going on this desk? There's so many things on the desk, right? How can I do it better? How can I, just think about it. There's somebody, let me just use him as an example. Israel. Israel, there was a day I thought about, man, they didn't start dressing well, dressing properly and all. And Israel, he dresses well generally. And once in a while, he used to give us just some style, blazer, beard gang and all. But after that day, the next Sunday, who remembers? The next Sunday, Israel came with, I think it was brown suits and brown shoes and say, Israel Baba. And then since then, that is a level of excellence. Somebody was saying this about, is Dr. Toby on the call? Is Demola on the call? Demola and Dr. Toby, are they on the call? Somebody was saying something. I think it was Dr. Toby that was saying it about her husband, that the husband's boss, that's Demola's boss, said something. There was a remark about they were trying to get, or somebody in the system, high in the system, they were trying to pinpoint Demola. And what everybody just says, or the man said something like, I'm not getting it right. Maybe help me, Dr. Toby. But the man said something like, oh, is it that man that is always dressing well? Is it that guy that's always dressing well? One of the ways to brand yourself is dress well. Dress well. I remember who was with me? Pastor Uche. I think it was Pastor Uche that was with me. Pastor Uche and was it Dami? Pastor Uche, do you remember? We went to Babcock to speak. There was this student thing. Aya Thompson was there and some other people. Well, Ayomira SNL. That was about 2019, or was it 2019 or 2021? Just before COVID or after COVID. And I was speaking. After the engagement, this lady comes and says, oh, thank you very much. They bought my books, autographed. Thank you so much. That was so powerful. I said, how was it? She said, it was exceptional. And then she said to me, this was what she said. She said, initially, I wasn't listening. I was just pressing my phone, right? I was just pressing my phone. Then she now said, this was what she said, practical stuff. That when you started speaking, I'm like, whose voice is that? Who's speaking so well? So she lifted her eyes and said, I loved what I saw, but I was going to look away. But I saw how you were dressed. Follow that too. So the speaking was excellent. The dressing was excellent. She listened. She said from that point, she stopped pressing her phone. She listened all the way to the end. Then she bought my books. That means she gave me money. What is your mediocrity costing you? See, mediocrity will cost you more than inflation. Because mediocrity may inflate your ego, but it also inflates your bills. What's it costing you? I'm just going now. Let me wear slippers. Do you know who you're going to meet? You're wearing shower cap, and you're asking for showers of blessings. My Lord, this is getting bloody. It's have mercy. Oluwatoyinbo. Oh, you're wearing slippers and you don't want things to slip from you? Okay. You're wearing palazzo and you don't want to drink palazzo. So you know what palazzo is? It used to be like a medication for, I think, running stomach or something like that. So switch it up every now and again. Switch it up. Switch it up every now and again. So you notice from, I think, end of last year, I've been wearing suits. I'm going to switch it up again in July. I'll switch it up. I'll give some modern, urban, less ties, a more free-flowing, sort of like smart, urban, chic kind of stuff. Don't let people get familiar with you. Excel. All right, let's read the word. Daniel 5:11-12. I'm going to read very fast. Time is blazing. There is a man. So what's excellence? The quality of being outstanding, or extremely good. Outstanding or extremely good. Outstanding or extremely good. Extremely good. Extremely good. Now, one of the ways in which you might want to see whether you're excellent or not, what's the effect on people? If people don't go wow or yay, or they don't cry, people come to Dream Academy and they cry. I don't think there's any session of Dream Academy where somebody has not cried during the training or after the training at home or the next day. Either they cry or they'll say, I had a vigil. The effect of what you're offering. What's the effect of what you're offering? There must be a wow or yay or shift effect. You must have it. So Daniel 5:11-12, there is a man in your kingdom in whom is the spirit of the Holy God. The Spirit of God is in him. This is an unbeliever speaking. And in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, something rare, something exceptional, something esoteric, something divine, were found in him. And King Nebuchadnezzar, your father the king, made him chief of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers, inasmuch as an excellent spirit. So we're not talking about copying, even though sometimes by copying, you can actually catch the spirit. By imitating, by following, you can actually catch the spirit. By following, I caught certain things by following my pastor. The global mindset, not just, he wasn't teaching it, but the mindset, that big thinking, wow, caught it. Excellence, caught it. Kingdom orientation, caught it. Are you following that? So you can do it by following. But you must catch the spirit. Don't just copy the method. Don't copy the method alone. Catch the spirit. Otherwise, you use the method against the spirit. You become rebellious. You become, some people copy the methods, but they didn't catch the spirit. So they will use your method to attack you or to attack your work. Don't be that person. Okay? Found in him. And King Nebuchadnezzar said, okay, an excellent spirit, knowledge, understanding, interpreting dreams, solving riddles, and explaining enigmas were found in this Daniel. There were different Daniels, but this one were found in him, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will give the interpretation. They said he will give it. They knew it. They were convinced that this guy knows the forehand. He sabi the work. How was that song? You sabi the thing. Good girl. Sabi the thing. Whatever. You sabi the right thing. Okay? You shall be the right thing. Even if your name is not Ashabi, you shall be great. Ashabi. Shapepa. All right. Daniel 6:1-3. Edit out whatever I say that is not adding virtue to you, just edit it out or ask somebody what do you really mean, because everything I'm saying makes sense, right? But your mind might not be oscillating at that frequency. Just write up. Okay, better picking. See, she submitted it. All right. Focus on the word, P-Land. Don't distract your man of God. Daniel 6, let's close. Let's try to close. It pleased. it Focus, Dami. Daniel 6, 1-3. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 satraps or satraps. Sometimes I forget what the right pronunciation of that is. To be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 governors, of whom Daniel was one, that the satraps might give account to them, so that the king would suffer no loss. Please understand something. When you are excellent, you reduce loss in your space. Mediocrity causes loss. Excellence reduces loss. So if you join an organization and the moment you join, they start losing, check the excellence level. Before you go into technicalities, right? You know, people just go into technicalities and all. Before you go into technicalities, ask yourself, what can we do more excellently? What can we do more excellently? That is important. That's important. What can we do more excellently here? How can we package things more excellently? How can we do the work? Some people are quick to fire people, but some people are firing another problem. It might be the process, it might be the pattern, it might be the product, it might be the method, right? How can we do it better? It said, so that there will be no loss. Then this Daniel, what did Daniel then do? He distinguished himself. Please, from this KBCE, ask yourself, what makes me different? And how can I optimize the impact of my uniqueness? Don't blend with the ignorant majority. Stand out. What can make me different? God is too good to have left anyone with nothing. There is something you have, your gates, your charisma, your package. Listen, almost everywhere. It's happened in America, it's happened in the UK, it's happened in South Africa. I enter into a place and maybe, you know, I want to buy something and I put on the clothes. So, wow, God gave you a very unique body. It said there's a way things just fit your body. And the people have told me you need to go into modeling, start your own fashion line, and blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about even things like that, right? Even things like your body, the way your body is shaped, right? That in some cases, you don't need to work out as much as other people for things to sit square. Something as seemingly irrelevant. God gave you something, oh, your perspective, your uniqueness. Some of you, the way you take pictures, you just take it in such a way that the way you tell a story, excel, distinguish yourself in that thing. The Bible says to distinguish himself, there were how many governors? 120 satraps, and there were 3 governors. But it said, this Daniel distinguished himself above the governors and satraps because an excellent spirit was in him. And then the king now thought of setting him over the whole realm. Over the whole realm. What? I want you to excel so much that your boss will have a headache about where next to promote you. In other words, not like he will not want to promote you. He will start thinking. He was not thinking of opening another branch before. He was not thinking about it. But it's like, the way this girl is serving. No, we need to have Dream Space in UK. We need to have King's Hubs in California. Who am I going to send? Excel that way. Are you following that? Let me give you an example. Open example. I don't know. I hope Minister Darren is on the call. Is Minister Darren on the call? Minister Darren's KC is so excellent in terms of their output and all of that. I'm like, we got to start with the King's pop-up in that place at least. Later in the year, maybe close to the conference. Have 1 or 2 Kings pop-up and then build and then trust God that he's going to give us a location in that area. Let that be, as in, work it. And I know, listen, it's not just today that she started. Because the moment I clicked that portions message that Bossy posted, guess who I saw there? Minister Derry. Leading declaration. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Hard at it. Excelling at it. Then we started couch convos. 2 years ago, and Minister Darren would be hard at it, driving from the mainland to the island. So some people wonder, oh, they just ordained that minister. What's even special about her? Consistently excellent without making noise all these years. Low key, low pressure, serving. And that's why I tell you people that I see a lot. Because you may not have thought that that's someone that will be in purview, right? But I observe. Excellent. Listen, if you have an apostolic leader, if you have a visionary leader in the public space, the market space, they see more than they say. They see more than they say. Your leader, whether he's born again or not, if he's a visionary leader, if he has intuitive knowledge and excellence, he's seen more than he says. And there's so many other things I want to share. But let me try to round up in 2 minutes. Did anybody get something today? Did somebody get something today? Come on. This morning it's going to get hotter, better, practical, deeper. Yeah. Don't miss out. Father, we thank you. We give you praise and glory for your power, your grace, your mercy. Thank you for calling us to yourself and helping us to build, to understand, to grow, to thrive, to connect, to discover the basics, the fundamentals, and the foundations, and to excel in our businesses and careers to the glory of your name. Lord, we thank you for speaking to us so passionately, for speaking to us so wisely. We open up our hearts, our minds, our subconscious to receive, absorb, analyze, and apply these words within the context of our assignments in the name of Jesus. Lord, we pray that nobody here at this KBC 5.0 will be on the same level they are now in 90 days. We dare to believe that in the next 90 days, there will be such a shift, a drastic augmentation in our effectiveness, efficiency, and excellence in the name of Jesus. Propel us by your favor and your grace, that each step we take will be like 1,000 miles covered. We thank you. We are not falling behind. We will roll the dice and score 6, 6, 6, 6, 7 over 7, 10 over 10. We'll keep hitting all the right figures, digits, milestones, results, and deliverables in the name of Jesus. Thank you, God, for answer to prayer. Today is a blessed day. It's a day of joy. It's a day of beauty. The works of our hands prosper. The works of our minds, the thoughts of our minds, the messages of our hearts will be augmented with massive signs, wonders, and miracles following. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Somebody say amen. Don't forget, 1 p.m., be live on YouTube. It's going to be amazing. Don't get distracted. It's 1 p.m. till it's going to spill beyond 3 p.m. today, but it's going to be well worth it. Well worth it. All right. Blessings to you. Have a great day.